In an effort to challenge myself and try to find one of the hardest diets, I came across the military diet. The military diet is a 3-day diet plan that ranges from 800 to 1200 calories per day and guarantees that you could lose about 10 pounds in only 3 days. Even though there is no affiliation with the military or government, the advocates of this diet say that it has been used by the American military for soldiers to get in shape as quickly as possible. So we have my starting weight. My weight is about 210 pounds. Now, according to the military diet, they say you could lose up to 10 pounds in 3 days. 10 pounds in 3 days, that's a lot of weight to lose. So I guess that remains to be seen. That's why we have our starting numbers. We have my weight. We took some photos so we could see how my physique is looking. And we're gonna be comparing my befores and my afters on day 4 of the challenge. Once it's all over, we'll compare my beginning weight to my starting weight. So I guess all that's left to do is begin the military diet. Let's go. Let's do this.
Luigi, drop and give me 20. Drop and give me 20. He's not gonna make it.
So, babe, what do you think about me doing the 3-day military diet challenge?
I'm not excited, honestly, because you're gonna be so grumpy. You're gonna be so hungry. You're gonna be complaining the whole time.
I agree.
But I think you can do it.
I get very grumpy when I don't have food. So I will give that to you. I might be a little moody, but do you think I'm gonna be able to complete the challenge? That's the question that I need an answer to. Do you think your man has what it takes to make it through the challenge?
Yes.
Give me a kiss. So I am getting ready to eat meal number 1. And yes, I printed it out because I'm old school and that's how I do things, okay? So how the military diet plan works is it starts you off on higher calories, and then as the days go on, you go lower. So for day 1, it's 1400 calories, which is still very, very low. Then on day 2, you go to 1200 calories. And then by day 3, you're at 1000 calories. So this is the highest calorie day. So here for meal 1, it has you eating half a grapefruit. It has you doing a piece of toast with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and then a cup of coffee. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I hate grapefruit. To me, I never liked it. It tastes like really tart and it's just not something I enjoy. I actually had to Google how to eat a grapefruit. I wasn't sure if you just bite into it or cut it in half, but apparently you're supposed to eat it with a spoon. So here goes nothing. Still hate grapefruit. Not a fan. Next, we have toast with peanut butter. Now, this is something that I could get down with. I love peanut butter on toast. This is a food that I could eat every day. It's like a nice, tasty treat. Now, at least the creator of this diet had the sense to put coffee on here because it's such a low calorie diet that without coffee, I don't know how the heck someone would be able to function or get through the day. So to that, cheers, I'm gonna need this. Now for meal 2, all we get to eat is half a cup of tuna, which I'm gonna measure out. I don't know why they couldn't just give you like 1 can of tuna fish. Like half a cup of tuna is barely anything, but that's what they have you doing. So I'm doing half a cup of tuna fish on a piece of toast with my coffee. That is it. That is all we get for meal 2. I'm starving because I didn't really eat that much for meal 1, and I have a feeling I am going to be just as hungry after eating this as I am right now. But we're gonna put this together, we're gonna eat it, we're gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna keep it moving along. Dry toast and tuna. Well, I can't say this is something that I would want to eat every day or ever. And along with meal 2, I get another cup of coffee. So there's nothing like washing your tuna down with coffee. It is time for our 3rd and final meal of the day. Now, the crazy part is it's only been 2 hours since I had my last meal, but I am so hungry. These calories are so low that I'm starving and I wanna have my last meal now. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, but I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry. So what we have for meal 3, we have 3 ounces of any meat I want. So I'm probably gonna do chicken. Then we have 1 cup of green beans. We have half a banana. We have 1 one small apple, and then we have 1 cup of vanilla ice cream, which sounds very, very random. I honestly think the person that created this diet just like grabbed whatever they had in their pantry or fridge at the time, because all of these foods just feel really, really random to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how it feels to me. So I don't have any ice cream. I have to run to the grocery store to grab the ice cream real quick. I'm gonna come home, have meal 3, and then that will be a wrap on the day. The pups heard me say the word ice cream, so they got excited, so they wanted to come for a little car ride to the grocery store. So I'm not really sure why the creator of the military diet put ice cream on the plan. It is a very restrictive diet, it's a very low calorie diet, and you would think with the main goal of this diet being to lose weight, lose fat, and see the biggest amount of weight loss, that you would just want to keep it lean and mean and clean with no sugar or no processed food. So I don't know why they put ice cream on the plan. Maybe it's to give people a little bit of an emotional or mental break from the really low calories. That's just my 2 cents. I have no idea. But I personally would just have rather take it off the plan and just keep it really lean and mean for the 3 days. But hey, I'm not complaining. I love my ice cream and I'm on my way to go get it. So they don't specify what ice cream to get. They just say vanilla ice cream. So I'm gonna go with the Halo Top. This is usually my go-to ice cream anyway. It's really, really good, and this will do the trick. And there we have it, meal 3. I'm gonna try to eat this as slow as possible. This way it takes me longer, and hopefully I'm not starving in a few hours. What I decided to do was make myself a little banana split. So I took the half a banana and I put it over the ice cream. So hopefully it tastes really, really good. That ice cream was delicious. Maybe there's a method to the madness. Maybe the creator of this diet put the ice cream at the end of the day along with an apple, along with half a banana to help keep you fuller. That's just my thought. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that ice cream was delicious and it definitely hit the spot. So I'm gonna recap today's calories and numbers just so you know kind of where we're at. So for today, I have 102 grams of protein, which isn't very much protein for someone my size. I'm 6'2", about 210 pounds. So I typically eat double that amount of protein. The carbohydrates for today were 235 grams. So very, very high carbohydrate diet. Again, I'm not sure why they decided to give more carbs than protein. And then the fats are 47 grams of fat. So that's about 1,400 calories for today. Tomorrow, the calories will be less. And then on the 3rd day, it's gonna be even less. So we made it through today. Now I just have to make it through tonight, fight off any cravings, fight off any hunger, and I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I am hungry. It is almost 10 o'clock at night. I had my dinner around 5 p.m. So that's about 5 hours ago. And again, I only had 1,400 calories today. So, like when you're hungry and you just go look in your fridge and hope something magically appears? Or have you ever found yourself like just sniffing peanut butter just to get the smell, hoping that that would help curb your sweet tooth or your cravings? Even giving my dogs their treats tonight made me hungry. So it is what it is. I knew that that was gonna happen during this challenge, but it's all part of it. So I'm hoping tomorrow morning, I'm gonna wake up, have my coffee, go get a workout fasted, and I'm hoping tomorrow is a little bit easier, but we will see. So I'll catch you in the morning.
It's a little bit after 6 in the morning and I can't sleep because I'm really, really hungry. So I'm gonna make some coffee. Hopefully that helps to blunt the hunger a little bit. I'm gonna drink a ton of water and then I'm gonna go workout.
So I am walking to my clubhouse gym right now. I live in a community, so it's only like a 15-minute walk to my clubhouse gym. They have a lot of good equipment there. And guess what today is? Wouldn't you know it, it's leg day. So on day 2 of this diet, I have one of my harder workouts of the week, probably the most challenging, the most calorie requiring workout, but that's okay, we're gonna get through it. But the thing I really don't like about fad diets like the military diet is very early on, most people can make it through the first day of a fad diet because, they usually start this diet on Monday and they've been pigging out all weekend, so they still have somewhat of a reserve of calories from the weekend. So getting through the first day is relatively easy, but then on day 2 and day 3, that's really when it starts to catch up with you. So if you find yourself hungry constantly and low energy and moody, it's probably not wise to stay on that diet, right? And another thing I don't understand about this diet is there's no calorie adjustments for men or women. So my calorie count is the same as a woman. Like I'm 6'2", I'm around 210 pounds, and my calories would be the same as a female who's maybe 5'2" and 150 pounds, right? So you would think there would be an adjustment for someone who's bigger, but that's not the case here. So anyway, we're gonna get this leg workout done. I will see you over there. So one thing I like to do when training legs before is just to do about a 15-20 minute warm up on the stationary bike, just to help get some blood flow in the muscles, get some blood in the legs, and just get everything warmed up. Today, we're probably gonna do about 4 or 5 exercises. I'm gonna start with the leg extensions, then we're gonna do some leg press, we're gonna do some abduction, we're gonna do some lunges, and then we're gonna do some calf workouts as well. And then depending on how I feel, we'll see if we have anything else to squeeze in, but that's about it for today. So let's get going. The reason I like to start with the leg extension is because it's just good for warming up the knees before you get to your heavier movements like a leg press or a squat. So the leg extension works the front of your legs, works the quads. So we're gonna do about 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps here. Yeah, my strength is definitely feels zapped today. Also, I am someone who sweats a lot. I've only done my warm up in a few sets of leg extensions and I'm already drenched. So that's why I bring my sweat towel. So if you're one of those people that sweat a lot when you work out, make sure you're bringing one of these with you, especially in the summertime, because it can get hot and sweaty and you don't want to be grossing people out at the gym. Okay, so for exercise 2, we have the leg press. Now, one thing with the leg press is your foot placement is very important, okay? So one thing I want you to remember, the higher your feet go, that means you're gonna be working more hamstring, the back of your leg, and more butt. The lower your feet go, you're gonna be working more front of the leg, which is your quads. So what I like to do is I like to put my feet right in the middle, and I like to keep my feet about shoulder width apart. That is the ideal placement if you wanna work both the front of your legs and the back of your legs and your butt all at the same time. The weight feels so heavy today. Normally, I could do this entire stack for like 12, 15 reps. I'm struggling just to get past 6 reps today. So my strength is definitely not there, but it's kind of what I expected being on so little calories. While we're here on the leg press, we're also gonna do some calf extensions. So this is a great machine, not just to work your legs, but also work your calves. So all I'm gonna do is just hang my heels off of the foot pad and just press on my tippy toes, and that's gonna do a great job on working the calves. Make sure when you're doing this exercise that you're not making eye contact with anyone and that you look straight ahead, or you might end up leaving the gym with a new friend. I guess depending on how you look at it, that could be a good thing. I was gonna do another set and then do some squats, but I'm calling it quits. I have zero energy, I feel like crap, so I'm gonna go home, shower, and get some food in me. See you home. All right, so we just got back from the gym and we have meal number 1 of day 2. And this meal is super small and I'm gonna be starving a few minutes after having it. So meal number 1, we have 1 egg, we have 1 piece of toast, and then we have half a banana. So very little protein, very little calories. Today is gonna be a tough one to get through. I'm starting to think working out this morning was a mistake, because the more you exercise, the more you move your body, the more calories you're burning, and the more calories your body is gonna require to fuel it. So being on this really low calorie diet for the rest of today and tomorrow, it's gonna be a struggle. And today's calories are even lower than yesterday's. Yesterday's calories were 1,400, today's calories are only 1,200. So we're gonna eat meal 1 and keep it moving. I am not gonna lie, today I am on the struggle bus. So I went and got myself a Diet Coke. Now I know some of you are gonna be like, oh, but Diet Coke is really bad for you, it's unhealthy. Listen, it's 0 calorie, it's carbonated, and it's gonna keep you full. And that's why I'm drinking this today, okay? I'm starving, the calories are really low, and I need something just to kind of push me over the edge a little bit and get me through my day. So this right here, it tastes delicious, it's keeping my stomach full, and it's allowing me to deal with the hunger a little bit better. And for those of you, maybe you are on your own fitness journey right now, it's okay to have a Diet Coke once in a while. It's okay. Actually, I prefer to have seltzer water every day. You know, carbonated seltzer water. It's gonna keep your stomach fuller. So if you're doing things like intermittent fasting, or maybe if you tend to get hungrier and start snacking, try to drink more carbonated drinks like seltzer water. You know, there's a lot of flavored options too, and it's gonna allow you to stay more full. It's gonna keep your stomach more full. This way you're not as tempted to give into your cravings and overeat. All right, I just finished up doing some computer work. It is almost 4 p.m. and I've only had 1 small meal today. So it is time for meal 2. So I'm gonna take you downstairs. We'll go in the kitchen and we will cook up meal number 2. So here is what we are having for meal 2. The randomness of this diet continues. So we have 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 hard-boiled egg, or however I like, and just 5 saltine crackers. That is it. Yay. I am not a cottage cheese fan, and I am not excited to eat this. Daisy and Luigi, they're excited. She clearly wants my cottage cheese, but this is about as exciting as eating baby food. But here goes nothing. So I figured out what tastes really good. If you take one of the saltine crackers and dip it in the cottage cheese, it kind of takes away the blandness of the cottage cheese. It's almost like chips and salsa. If you close your eyes and imagine you're eating chips and salsa. All right, so it is about 6 o'clock at night, and you know what they say? Idle mind is the devil's workshop, and the last thing you want to do when you're on an extreme diet like this is just lay around and do nothing, because all you're going to be doing is thinking about food. So me and my lovely wife are on our way to go play some pickleball. I'm going to show her who's the boss. I might take it easy on her if she's lucky, but we'll see. But I just want to keep busy. I want to get out of the house and not just sit around and possibly indulge in food because I'm hungry. So we're gonna go play some pickleball and then we'll come home for meal 3. All right, y'all, it is time for the final meal of the day. And this is the most random meal I have ever seen in my life. So we have 2 hot dogs. Why hot dogs and not chicken or steak? I don't know, but it's 2 hot dogs. We have half a banana. We have 1 cup of broccoli that I'm gonna have raw. And then we have 1 cup of carrots that I'm also gonna eat raw. So this is the last meal of the day. This will complete my 1,200 calories, and then day 2 will be over. And then we just have 1 more day, thank God. So I'm gonna eat this meal and I'll see you in the morning. I haven't had a hot dog in a while, so it's actually really good. I totally forgot I get to have 1 cup of ice cream with this meal, and this is like, it's like Christmas morning when you're expecting a gift and all of a sudden it's there shining. This is what that gift is. I get to have some ice cream before bed. Thank God. So I'm gonna eat this. I finished my dinner. I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys tomorrow. So it is the morning of day 3 of the military diet. And I'm so happy this is the last day because I'm starving. My sleep has been horrible. I'm really, really hungry. I've been chugging water constantly just to keep my belly full. So today I had every intention of going and working out, but I decided just to do a walk. So I have my 50-pound weighted vest on, which helps to burn a little bit more calories. I'm actually going to be filming a video on that, how many more calories weighted walking burns versus regular walking. So if you want to see that video, please like and subscribe below. I got my army hat on today. And for those of you who are wondering, I never was in the military. I'm not tough enough, but I have a lot of military friends and I support our military. I love our vets. I love our military, and one of my good buddies gave me this hat, so I'm repping it today. So I'm gonna get this walk done, probably gonna walk for about 45, 60 minutes, and then I'm gonna come home and I'll show you what I'm having for meal 1 on day 3 of the military diet. This is what we have for meal number 1. We have 5 crackers, 1 small piece of cheese, and I have 1 apple. I don't know why they couldn't at least give me a little more cheese so I could have cheese and crackers, but that's not what I'm getting today. So today I have 1,000 calories. That's it. That's all I get for the entire day. So today is probably gonna be the hardest of all 3 days, but I'm gonna get through it. I feel like the military diet is like the foreplay of diets where they just give you a little bit, but you're not allowed to go all in. They give you just enough to piss you off. So I'm gonna eat what I wouldn't even call a meal. I'm gonna have this snack, and then we're just gonna keep it moving through the day and make it through day 3. The one thing that this diet allows, which I'm very happy it does, is coffee, because this has been my saving grace over the last 3 days. Coffee is a natural appetite suppressant because of the caffeine, and I'm drinking it black. I normally put some almond milk in there, but I don't want to go over my calories, so I'm drinking it black. And for those of you who drink your coffee black, cheers to you, because it takes a special type of person to drink coffee with no flavor or no taste. So cheers. So the last and final day of the military diet, it's really just about trying to get through today and distract myself and not focus on my hunger so much. So my family is coming to my community pool. We're gonna go meet them at the pool. My brother with his kids, my sister with her kids. We're gonna go hang out for a few hours, and then we'll come home and have meal number 2. One, 2. Ready? 1, 2.
Are you guys having fun with Uncle at the pool?
Yeah! So amazing.
Who's the best uncle in the world?
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Meal number 2 of day 3 is just 1 piece of toast and 1 hard-boiled egg. This is the look of disappointment. You know how sometimes they say save the best for last? Well, this is the last meal of the military diet, and it is the most strange combination, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. We have tuna fish on toast, which was really hard to get down last time. I thought I was over with that, but apparently they wanted to save the best for last. But on the flip side to that, I do get 1 cup of ice cream and half a banana. So on a positive note, I'm gonna eat this last meal. It's a little bit after 5 p.m. and then tomorrow morning, we're gonna weigh in. We're gonna do a physique comparison to day 1. We'll see where we are at, and then I will share the result with y'all. So I'm gonna get this meal down, and I will see you in the morning. It is the morning after the challenge, so it is day 4. I am about to step on the scale, and we're gonna evaluate and see how much weight I actually lost. So let's do it. Just to recap the last 3 days, so we could see my weight went from about 210 pounds down to 204 pounds. Now, I was quite surprised with a 6-pound drop. I honestly was not expecting to drop that much weight. I thought maybe a pound a day would have been, good enough, but to lose 6 pounds, I was pretty impressed with that. Now, again, most of it was water weight, right? I did not lose mostly body fat. It was mostly water, because when you do cut your calories that low, you're taking in less carbs, less sodium, the body's just gonna deplete a lot of water. Okay, so that's where most of the weight probably came from. And even looking in my photos, maybe I'm a tad bit leaner on day 4, but nonetheless, my physique looks pretty much the same. It is very, very important that you get this. Fad diets, they work in the short term, but they do not work in the long term. The entire time I did this diet for the last 72 hours, I was hungry, I was irritable, I was like starving at nighttime, my sleep suffered, my workout suffered, my activity level was much lower than it usually is, because I just didn't have the energy to go do what I want to do. If you want to lose body fat in the most and best way possible, you have to be in a calorie deficit, but you don't have to be in an extreme calorie deficit like the military diet. All you have to do is take your goal body weight and multiply it by 10. So if you're, let's say, 200 pounds and your goal is to get down to 170, take 170 times 10, that's gonna be 1,700 calories, and use that as your calorie goal. That's gonna put you in a nice calorie deficit to where you're gonna burn body fat, but you're not gonna be starving yourself and find yourself wanting to binge every day or every other day, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you wanna see from me next. I'm either thinking of doing a 7-day keto challenge, or I'm thinking about doing maybe a 72-hour fast to where I'm not having any food whatsoever. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. And please like and subscribe. And until the next one, see ya.